Hi, my name is Sarah Vollmann. I'm an art therapist and also a social worker, and I'm on faculty at the Portland Institute for Loss and Transition. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about a presentation I'm giving about self-portraiture for people who are bereaved. Because as an art therapist, I've noticed over time with the people that I work with that many people are organically drawn to create some type of self-portrait. And if we think about it, it makes so much sense because we know that after loss, people often grapple with their self-image and feel so changed and altered by their loss. And they kind of have to revisit their identity and who they are. So just briefly, I'll share a little bit. This is an example of a teenager I worked with who lost her mom to cancer. And this was the first self-portrait that she created. You can probably see she's really tiny there in the bottom. She's looking away from the viewer. You can't really see her. And she's kind of in this big landscape. She's very isolated. And that really represented a lot of how things were playing out in treatment. It was really hard for her to talk much or to speak much about her mom at all. So that was the first one that she made. Eventually, she moved on to make this one, which, as you can probably tell, is kind of fragmented. You can see there's eyes, hair, lips, different pieces of a body, but it's not whole. And again, spoke to kind of the fragmentation that she was feeling after her loss of her mom. Towards the end of treatment, this was an image. So you can see that the progression. There's a picture of herself and then also of her mom who, like I mentioned, died of cancer. So you can see the person with no hair and then the self-image where she's looking out towards the viewer. And she had integrated the loss a little bit more and was more able to speak about it. And you can kind of see that in her imagery. An additional example. This is an image. I recreated it because obviously I had to change the name for confidentiality, but it looked very much like this. This was an image created by a young child that I worked with who lost her baby brother to SIDS. And she created a bubble letter self-image. And what was interesting is in the letter, she had all these symbols of self. Like you can see she put hearts in the first letter and she talked about how she was a very loving person. In the second letter, she drew the sunshine and started talking about how she would sing to her baby brother, "You are my sunshine." Then she drew tears coming down from the sunshine, really thinking about the loss. In the last letter, she drew her fish in her aquarium and talked about caring for the fish and also her role as a caregiver with her brother that now she had lost. And then, as you can see, she surrounded the name with these really bright, colorful pieces of stripes of color. And you can see the name is very vibrant and very visible. And that also, I think, was really reflective of her need to be seen in the family because her parents were so preoccupied with the loss that she was feeling a little bit lost in the shuffle. So it was kind of an image that was really an image that showed her resiliency, her identity as a survivor, and also her need to be seen as a little kid whose family was really grieving. So thank you for listening, and it was great to be here.